Hi, I'm Raymond from Barneveld and you're watching Behind the Bar with Paul Starr.
Welcome to Behind the Bar with Paul Starr, brought to you by William Hill, the proud sponsor of the World Darts Championship. And in person this week, Steve, the Bomber Brown. How you doing, Steve?
Good, mate. Good to be back.
Yeah. Busy old weekend. Barnsley, 3 days.
Yeah, literally. I've just got back.
Well, thanks for joining us in week number 10, ladies and gentlemen, in Sheffield. Started off Adrian Lewis 7, James Wade 4. It was the Bombers banker 11 away. It went in, Steve. Lewis was 3 up, goes 4-4, but then stretches away and wins 7-4.
Yeah, it was a big week for Wade last week. Obviously Lewis too, but obviously Wade playing twice last week.
Yeah.
It was important for Wade to get off to a good win, and unfortunately he didn't.
He didn't, and he didn't hit 180 either, which is a bit of a shock there. Second game on, another player who's playing twice, Dave Chizzy Chisnall. Phenomenal 7-3 win against Gary Anderson. We went for the draw, just a shy of 107 average, and he had darts to win every leg.
Yeah.
150 checkout, 134 checkout, in 7 out of 15 on his doubles. So if Dave Chisnall's hitting 7 out of 15 on his doubles, then the player he plays is generally going to be in trouble.
Yeah, well, obviously, as we know, Dave's a massive scorer, scores a lot of 180s. But if his doubles start clicking like they did last week, then the rest of the field are in trouble.
Yeah, third game on, I went for the draw in my tungsten tip. I didn't see this coming. Raymond van Barneveld 7, Phil Taylor 2. Phil Taylor didn't hit 180 and an average of less than 87.
He did look like he was struggling. There may be a rumour that he had a bad wrist last week, but he just looked uncomfortable on the stage, and he indicated at one point that there was a bit of a draft coming through. So he just seemed to struggle from the get-go.
He did, and the fourth game on, Michael van Gerwen, 103 average. He beat Bunting 7-5 because we tipped it. Well, much of a tip, Michael van Gerwen win, but it happened 4-11. He was 5-4 down, looked like he was in trouble, but he remains unbeaten. And unlucky for the birthday boy, Stephen Bunting.
Yeah, I was in attendance on Thursday, and I was really impressed with Steve Bunting, and he'd be very disappointed not to get at least a point out of that game.
Yeah, and the last game on, they say the big one, really looking at places, top 4 for the Premier League finals in the O2. Dave Chisnall 7, James Wade 1, an astonishing average and 114.17. And he's now won 8 out of 11 matches. Wade just didn't look really at the races. Chizzy at 580s, 540s, and highest ever average. Well, apart from obviously a winning average.
Yeah, I was really impressed with Dave's first game. And to be honest, I was like I said, I was in the crowd, and I was thinking that I couldn't see him eclipsing that average, let him doing what he'd done. But just on the walkout, Wade looked more confident than Dave did.
Yeah.
But it's just, Dave just ran away with it.
He did, and if we look at the league table now, after 10 weeks, of course, some of the players, Wade and Chizzy, have played 11. Michael van Gerwen still unbeaten, 18 points. Chizzy played an extra game, but 17 points, then down to 13 for Anderson. Taylor on 9, Wade, who's played 11, he's on 9, Lewis on 9, Van Barneveld on 8, and Bunting on 7. So we're happy to say that Dave Chizzy Chisnall, who's actually sat number 2 in the Premier League, has actually joined us on the telephone. Well, how are you doing, Dave?
Yes, I'm not bad at all. How are you?
Yeah, all good. Premier League, Dave, it starts off unbeaten in the first 5, then you lose 2, but in the last 4 matches, you've really turned it on. Any reason for that, Dave, at all?
No, not really. I'm not really done much practice as well, so just been lucky, really.
I think it's more than luck. I mean, I'm looking at your last 4 matches, Dave. 7-2 against Lewis, 7-4 against Taylor, 7-3 against Anderson, and 7-1 against Wade with the most amazing average. You feeling confident on the stage, on the big stage?
Yeah, I feel confident. I'm playing well enough. I'm just not starting well.
No. I mean,
the last 2 games I played, I started straight away, and I played, and I deserved to win the game. But the other 2, I didn't start well, but I finished well.
Yeah.
That's important.
It is. And how do you feel about, obviously, not that you can take your foot off the gas, you want to finish as high in the table as possible, but you sort of just about qualified already. So a little bit more relaxed now going into the game against Phil on Thursday?
Yeah, I'm relaxed. I just got to do what I've always been doing. Just chill out in the morning, go to the venue, do my practice, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah, because it's not just a couple of hours in the evening. You turn up at the venue on the day before, on the Wednesday. Is that correct?
No, on a Thursday.
Yeah. So do you actually turn up at the venue on the Wednesday? Do you have to be there the day before as well?
We have to be in the hotel on the Wednesday.
Oh, and a hotel on the Wednesday, and then on the Thursday. So it's in a grueling schedule because obviously then, like at the weekend at Barnsley for 3 days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did I like that, Barneveld?
Yeah, you did. You I think semi-final on Friday.
Yeah, semi-final, yeah.
Yeah. Because yeah.
Played well.
Yeah. And then you had some wonderful averages, I believe, on Saturday as well.
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Played well against that there. Just, I run into a good guy, Anderson.
Yeah. Well, he's get a little bit of his own back after what you've done last week in Sheffield.
Yes, I said that to him.
Dave, do you practice as much in between? Obviously, you're busy with the Premier League on a Thursday, and obviously you play on weekends as well. Do you still practice in between, like Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday?
Well, I'm not practiced for the last 2 weeks.
Really?
My little girl's been off like nursery, so when she's not at nursery, I don't practice that much. I'll probably have a little flow while I'm cooking the tea or something, but I'm not serious.
Do you practice on your own, or do you practice with another player?
Practice on my own.
Yeah. Have you ever had a practice partner, Dave? I know some players they insist on having practice partners, or you don't mind that, just practicing your scores and doubles on your own.
Yeah, I've had a few practice partners, but they don't work for me, so I just start doing it on my own.
That's the way. Well, thank you very much, Dave. Thanks for your time there, and best of luck on Thursday against Mr. Taylor.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.
Good luck, Dave.
Cheers, Dave. Thanks. Bye. So the players headed off to the Barnsley Metrodome for Players' Championship 3, 4 and 5 at the weekend, Steve. On the Friday, Adrian Lewis 6, Robert Thornton 3 in the final, £10,000 for Adrian there, and semi-final appearances from Kyle Anderson and Dave Chisnall. Darren Johnson had a 9-darter against Steve Beaton.
Yeah, it just goes to show the strength and depth of the Pro Tour. And we've got Adrian Lewis for Adrian. That was a great win for Adrian. Just come back into a bit of form. Good win for him in the Premier League as well.
And of course, you defeated Kim Hybrechts as well.
Yeah, played well. Yeah, I did play well against Kim.
Good, excellent. Of course, on the Saturday, Pro Tour Players' Championship number 4, Michael Van Gerwen 6, Adrian Lewis made another final 1. So that's Michael's 9th PDC success of 2015 is only April. And the semi-final from Peter Wright and Gary Anderson.
Yeah, usual suspects really in the last 4 years.
It is amazing. 128 the best players in the world, and you got a semi-final with all Premier League players. It is amazing. And then on Sunday, Adrian Lewis, he makes another final. Every final at the weekend, he'd win 6-5 against Brendan Dolan. That's his 3rd Pro Tour success of the year. And semi-final from Keegan Brown, who beat Michael Van Gerwen, and Simon Whitlock, and another 9-darter, Benito van der Paas. Yeah,
so again, the standard weekend was phenomenal. Great weekend for Whitlock. I think he's showing a bit of form again now.
Yeah.
I think he's lacked a bit of confidence, but that do him the world of good.
Yeah, and that, incidentally, I think I'm right in saying that Benito's 9-darter is the 12th 9-darter of the calendar year, and not won by a Premier League player.
Again, it's just the strength and depth. There's 128 really, really good dart players now, and any one of them are capable of doing that. Another statistic from the weekend, over 50 players earn over £1,000 a weekend. So
that says it all, there's a lot of money there. And I've heard that Kyle Anderson in one of his matches over the weekend averaged more than 100, over 134 with 3 10-darters, an 11, a 12 and a 15 in a 6-1 win against Terry Jenkins. And leg he lost, he was on 49 after.
Yeah, I think he's 46 after 9 darts, yeah. And he was so impressive all weekend, and I really do think that he's going to be the real deal, Kyle Anderson.
Excellent stuff. Well, thanks for your time, Steve.
Yeah, it's great to be back.
And of course, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for joining us on Tungsten Tales. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's free. Like our Facebook page and follow us on Twitter. And join us next week where we'll be keeping you at the sharp end of World Darts and trying to grab some more value from William Hill, the proud sponsor of the World Darts Championship. Of course, on Behind the Bar with Paul Starr. We look forward to seeing you then.